Hello and welcome back to another episode, a little bit different of a view here, I guess, using the good old standing desk today. And this is my reaction and thoughts on the Sony State of Play for June 4th, 2025. They just wrapped up their showcase, and as I do every year, I always like to watch it, review it. And I'll say right off the bat, this generation, Sony's State of Plays have been bad this generation. They've gone from like mediocre to just straight up, wow, that was a huge disappointment. And coming off of this, I can easily say this is the best showcase that they have had this entire generation. I don't know if it's just Sony was holding a lot in the bag and now they're going to finally reveal a lot of it, or what the deal is, but this was a hell of a showcase. I will also start off the bat saying I was hoping for a Resident Evil 9 reveal here. We didn't get it, but there's still other stuff happening this week. We've got the Microsoft Showcase coming up on the 8th, so in a couple days here. We also have Summer Games Fest, so there's still opportunities for Resident Evil 9 to show up, and maybe Capcom wants to do their own thing with that. But let's go ahead and kick it off. I'll run down with most of the announcements. Some of them I'm going to skip over. They're smaller titles, but I'm going to talk about the bigger ones. The conference kicked off with a new Lumines. This is Lumines Arise. This is from the people that made Tetris Effect. A lot of people very excited, very big fans of Lumines. I've honestly never played one. It's a franchise that eluded me when it was big in the early to mid 2000s. So I never really got into it, but I probably will check this out. One of my favorite announcements of this specific showcase, we finally got the confirmation that Pragmata is not dead. This Capcom game is coming back. It's supposed to be out in 2026, so next year. Got a brand new trailer for it. Extremely excited. I always thought this game looked really interesting. I'm glad that it's not just one of the biggest and probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, announcement from this showcase. Straight out of left field is a new Bloodstained was announced as a Scarlet Engagement. This game looks awesome. You know, when it first started, I really wasn't sure if it was going to be a Bloodstained sequel or something Castlevania. But this looks awesome. It's not going to be out until 2026, so we still got a little bit of time on it, but I am extremely excited for more Bloodstained. Like, it's about time. It's been, 5 years? So, really excited for that. They took some time with some smaller indie titles to just kind of pop off announcements and stuff. One of the bigger ones was Baby Steps. That's been, in development for a while. That's going to finally have a release on September 8th. One of the biggest announcements of this specific conference, one that I'm extremely excited for. It's been rumored for a while. We've been trying to figure out what's happening with Final Fantasy. Are we going to get a Final Fantasy IX remake? Are we going to get something related to Final Fantasy IV? Or is it going to be a Tactics remake? And we now have the answer. It is Final Fantasy Tactics. It is coming out September 30th. I did not look yet, but I hope they do a physical version. I'm sure they will. But I'm very, very excited for this. One of my favorite announcements from this showcase, and it's exactly what I wanted it to be. We kind of talked about in the previous podcast episode that, this is what I wanted out of it. I don't want a full-blown remake. I just want it to be a little bit, more modern, but look great visually, just blown up on an HTV, and it looks that good. So, cannot wait for this. Some of these are going to be out of order with how they were announced, and that's just because I'm trying to pull an article here, and, it is what it is. But the Digimon Time Stranger game got a new trailer. That's out October 3rd. I'm not a huge Digimon fan. I have friends that obviously are, but this game actually looks very intriguing, and it's exciting to have something dated here. Another big trailer for this with a release date is Silent Hill F, and I'm going to say the other spoiler for this specific showcase is a lot of games are coming out in September, so apparently September is the new November these days. Silent Hill F got a brand new trailer with a release date of September 25th. The game still looks just batshit insane. I cannot wait to play this game. I love Silent Hill. I'm glad we finally gave it to Japan, and they're doing their own thing with it in a completely different setting, not trying to do an American town. This is set in Japan. It looks wacky and crazy. I cannot wait to play this game. It's one of my most anticipated of this year. Digital Eclipse announced that they're doing a Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. It's going to have MK1, 2, 3, the arcade, console, and even handheld editions. I believe Mortal Kombat 4 was shown as well. It's in development right now. It should be out later this fall. This is a fantastic collection I'm looking forward to. It's about time that we did a new Mortal Kombat collection that has everything up to date for modern consoles. Another one of I'd argue probably the biggest announcement here for a lot of people. We know that later this week we're going to be seeing a deeper dive on this game, but IO's long in development Bond game has finally been officially shown and announced as First Light 007. This is exactly what I want a James Bond game to be, especially when the franchise is in such a bad state right now in terms of like what's going on with the movies, what direction are they going to take next. This is the best possible route for them to take with a game. So the deal here is that this is a brand new Bond. You're playing the early days of Bond as he becomes Bond, earns the 00 title. They're going to go into his backstory. The big other thing I really, really like and appreciate about this game is that we're not trying to model James Bond after an existing actor that's already played Bond. Instead, we're giving the chance for somebody to make Bond his own, and I think that's awesome. Everything about this trailer I loved. It's not coming out until 2026, unfortunately, but I have a 100% faith in IO. They've made amazing Hitman stealth games for 25 years, and if there's anybody that can do something fresh and new with the 007 license, it's them. So this was an absolute banger of an announcement at this showcase. We already know that Ghost of Yotei is coming out later this year in October 2nd, which is... that's great. I'm still mixed on the game. Personally, I did enjoy the previous game, Ghost of Tsushima. I would have liked to see a sequel with that character instead of a new character, and I'm not quite sold on this one yet. They really haven't shown a lot of it. It's been all cinematic, so they're promising a deeper dive in July on this game, but they really didn't show much of it here. And then the absolute big thing that they wrapped this entire showcase up with was the announcement of a new Marvel fighting game in conjunction with Arc System Works, the people that make Guilty Gear. They're making a new fighting game called Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. Again, I am both not the biggest Marvel fan. I mean, I'm wearing a Superman shirt right now. I'm not the biggest Marvel fan, not the biggest fighting game fan, but I've always had a massive respect for the Guilty Gear games and how good they look visually. And I'm happy that somebody is taking another stab at a fighting game for Marvel with that license specifically, since the last couple of Marvel vs. Capcom games have not been good. So I'm excited to see what they do with this. This was also a 2026 game, but they did a pretty big deep dive on this. This is how they closed the show. So this looks interesting. It would be something I might try when it comes out, but I wasn't super hyped on it. But I'm not the person to be super hyped on it. So take that as you will. One of the other big things that they showed here was Sword of the Sea, which is the new game from the developers of Journey. That is out, I believe it said August 9th. That will be out. That game looks pretty cool. I'm not the biggest Journey fan, but I like the direction they're taking this game. It just looks like a pretty cool, interesting chill game. There were some other announcements here, like FCB, I think that's how you say it, FCB Firebreak. The spin-off game from the Control universe that's like the multiplayer co-op thing is out June 17th. If you have PlayStation Plus Extra or Premium, you get the game for free. I should also note, if you have Game Pass, it will be on Game Pass as well over on the Xbox side of things. But I actually look forward to playing that. I love Control, love Alan Wake, love that universe that they built. So that is something I definitely am going to check out. They also showed just like a slew of other like smaller indie titles and other things. There's a new Hot Shots Golf. Again, out in September. A lot of games are coming out in September, which it's just like literally everything they announced in that like part of the show that was like this, that, everything was September, which I kind of laughed at. But overall, like putting this all aside, I mean, obviously they didn't talk about Death Stranding 2. That's out literally in a couple weeks. So there's not really much else to talk about there. Again, for Sony, this was a banger of a presentation, in my opinion. It's an A-. I liked everything I saw here. We could have pushed it to an A+ if we would have showed Resident Evil 9 here. But again, I think they're saving that for either Summer Games Fest or maybe even the Xbox Showcase. There's other things that were shown here I didn't really cover. There's Neo 3, some other like brief things that were like quickly shown and I didn't discuss here, but I wanted to highlight the things that I'm really excited about. And like, again, I'm walking away from this showcase with Final Fantasy Tactics, this Bond game that looks incredible. I mean, hell, a new Bloodstained game, like that came out of left field. Like I kind of thought like, yeah, they're probably doing that, but that game looks awesome. There's like maybe a hint that game has co-op, which I think would be amazing. Pragmata, obviously the return of Pragmata, which I'm really excited about. Just a real banger of a show that, like, I don't know, maybe as a PlayStation owner and a Sony fan, I've been kind of like starved for the last couple years of like, give me a really, really good show. And they finally delivered it, in my opinion, here. So it'll be very interesting to see how all of this pans out. I will be doing a video reaction grading for the Xbox Showcase on Sunday as well, as I do every year. That showcase is going to be even more interesting when we get to it because of what's going on with Microsoft right now. And like, are they or are they not getting out of the console space? Are they just going third party? I mean, hell, their graphic that they put up literally shows their platform as the last platform with PlayStation, Switch 2, and Steam in front of it. I don't know, man. Like, I think walking away from that showcase, and this is just a prediction, is I'll walk away going, it was a good game showcase. It was a bad showcase for Xbox. But the other thing that I really liked about this showcase specifically is it showed me things that I'll be playing between now and end of next year. So they weren't trying to show any like crazy thing that's like way out or anything like that. This was just stuff, hey man, this shit's coming in the next year and a half. And that's what I like when they do showcases like this. I hope that Microsoft does the same thing for theirs. I don't want to see Perfect Dark if it's not ready in the next year and a half. And you could say the same thing about like Fable and stuff like that. If these games aren't ready, don't show them. Wait until we're closer. But this, again, A- for me, best showcase of this generation for Sony, hands down. The only other thing, and I'll throw it in there, is kind of a little jab, as a PlayStation Pro owner, PS5 Pro owner, I should say. Only one game showed any, like, support for it, like, actually pushing it, and that was Pragmata. I would have liked to see a little bit more of, like, hey, man, like, PS5 Pro is going to do something more for you, because I'll still say, as an owner of that system, it's not a worthwhile upgrade. Maybe my opinion will change in the future, but I still have that opinion. So I'd love to know in the comments below. Did you like the showcase? Did you hate the showcase? Whatever, leave a comment. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, until next time.